Coming up on MHS1.
We take a ride on a horse.
We bask in the glory of our new 3D printers.
And we fall in love.
And it's all coming up on MHS1.
Good morning, McKinney High School. Today is Friday, February 14th. I'm Sarah Appleby.
And I'm Noe Garcia, and you're watching MHS1. After a bomb threat on Monday, students and faculty reflect on the events of the day. Here's Ben Tatum and Mallory Hauser with the story.
The typically lively hallways of McKinney High School fell silent Monday morning after a strange phone call was made to the front office.
Well, about 10 in the morning, the phone rang. First, there was like background noise in the phone call. I was about to hang up when somebody mail just said, there is a bomb in your building.
We got the first email that just said, report anything suspicious. We got another email that said, didn't really give us any details about what's going on, but it definitely said, hey, there's something going on. And then we got the lockdown.
I was in lunch, and then all of a sudden one of the principals came on the microphone and just said that lunch was going to end early, and everyone just sort of thought it was like a joke. They didn't really understand what it was first.
As it started escalating, that's really kind of nerve-wracking.
I was really scared. I texted my parents if I die, I love you.
A lot of students, as they're walking through the parking lot, were concerned because they didn't know what was going on. Some were joking. I tried to I shouldn't say make light of the situation, but I did not want to, I was faking what I had on the outside of some concern on the inside.
Administration initiated protocol to ensure the safety of the students and staff.
We had to check perimeters. We had to find a location to kind of place everybody.
I was asked to go to the dome to just do a quick scan to make sure the dome was safe to have kids go into the dome.
We just all got up and we're gonna walk back to our classes, and then they turned us around. They're like, no, we're all going to the dome.
During the evacuation process, students were informed of the threat through social media.
When people find out, as the social media went out, that it was a bomb threat, not everybody can handle that information. I saw kids crying. I saw kids upset and kids nervous.
We all just kind of looked on Twitter, and there's they're talking about bomb threats, so that's kind of what we based our facts off of.
And it kind of goes back to the campus to reaffirm to the students, do you realize what you're doing? When you tweet that, you could compromise the safety of y'all at that site.
As events continued to unfold, authorities came to the conclusion that the call was just a hoax.
I think part of me has to think it's going to be a real threat, but the other part, it's probably going to be a hoax. And so luckily it was a hoax, nothing happened, but really with anything like this, you can't take it lightly.
The consequences for it, if we find the person that actually did it, it's a felony to do a terroristic threat like that.
The evacuation taught students and faculty how to react if an event like this were to happen again.
Stay calm, listen to the adults that know what to do, and then prevent doing social media stuff that could cause harm.
I want everybody to know you are safe within the McKinney ISD school districts.
Students with information about the phone call made on Monday should contact Officer Logan or Officer Holmes. This has been Mallory Hauser and Ben Tatum reporting for MHS1.
We are dawning a new age of technology. Innovations in three-dimensional additive manufacturing have reached their way into the classroom. Here's Aaron Cogwell with the story.
Recently, McKinney High acquired a three-dimensional printer, the MakerBot Replicator 2.
3D printing is a process by which you can, if you have a file, you can design and essentially create a three-dimensional object from nothing.
It uses additive means to create layers 100 to 300 microns thin.
It prints the first layer of the object and then moves up a little bit, prints the second layer and then the third layer, on and on and on until you've created the entire piece with thousands of layers.
The replicator uses PLA plastics from the pre-made spools that were bought at MakerBot.com. The Replicator 2, which is relatively simple, can be used with any 3D program.
First, you go into Inventor, which is the 3D CAD design we use for this school. And 3D CAD, it's 3D, And then CAD stands for Computer Aided Design, which is where you go in there and you can create whatever you want by using basic shapes at first in a 2D plane, and then you extrude them and make them into different things.
The class Intro to Engineering uses the printer for prototyping and testing.
We did a couple major projects. The first one that we did when we first got the 3D printer was this miniature train project. We built every part individually, and then as we built them in Inventor, our 3D CAD design on the computer, we put each part together and made each part separately, and then you just have the whole train at the end.
Surprisingly, 3D printers have been around since the 1980s. It is only recently that they have become available commercially and have improved so much that they can print cars, food, and even human organs. After designing the product, it is put through the MakerBot program, converting it into a digital print. Then the printer preheats to at least 230 degrees Celsius. Once ready, the table rises and the extruder begins, working like a hot glue gun and creating one layer at a time. It follows the digital copy to create an exact replica. The plastic cools instantly and the product is ready for use almost immediately. This has been Aaron Cogwell reporting for MHS1.
Now, here's Christian Schneider with sports.
Thanks, Sarah. This past week, McKinney High School's basketball seasons came to a close. The girls went 6-4 in districts. Despite losing their final game this past Monday, they accomplished a 22-11 season record. Great job, ladies. Here's Dante Nunez, Drew Umberger, and Travion Miles with more.
The motivation behind the Lioness this year was the passing of Nicole Quincy over the summer.
The incident with Nicole, it was really tough and it was a struggle, but we all stayed a team and we worked together and we did everything for her and just to like remember her. And I think in some way she helped us and she made us strong and she pushed us, and that was definitely a way for the whole team to come together.
The McKinney High Lionettes were doubted throughout the year, but managed to prove everyone wrong by finishing with a record of 6-4 in district play.
Our season's going really well. We're going like playoff bound. Been winning a lot of games and surprising a lot of people, so it's always good.
Give it up for these ladies.
Finishing third in their district, they moved on to playoffs to face Skyline, losing 54-38. Overall, the Lionettes had a terrific season.
We've really grown as a team, and we really worked hard to get where we are now. Not a lot of people believed in us and believed we'd get this far, and we proved them wrong, and I feel like we are a really good family.
This has been Dante Nunez and Drew Umberger reporting for MHS1.
The boys played their final game on Tuesday and fell short to Plano East. Both the men's and women's soccer teams also play Plano East tonight. That's all for sports. Now back to you.
Some ride bikes, others ride scooters. This freshman rides horses. Here's Reese Perry with the story.
Many people think that McKinney has become a fully urbanized area. But what most people don't know is that there are still parts of McKinney where the residents like to keep the ranch life in their very own backyards.
I started horseback riding when I was around 4. I started showing my horses in competitions when I was 6 or 7. My mom got me into it because when she was younger, she had horses and she was riding horses also. I have 4 horses. Their names are Rocky, Princess, Ellie, and Star. Rocky is a quarter horse thoroughbred mix. Princess is a Tennessee Walker. Ellie is a warm blood, and Star is an Arabian. Horseback riding used to be a really big part of my life when I was younger, but I did have to stop because of school and other extracurricular activities, and I never really had time anymore. But I do hope that they become a big part of my life again in April because I miss riding them, and I don't want to waste what I have.
This has been Reese Perry and Blake Swanner reporting for MHS1.
Sarah, you're under arrest.
But why, Noe?
Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't have the authority to do that. But criminal justice is a program offered at our school that teaches kids how to do just that. Here's Aiden Mulligan and Taryn Kennedy with more.
Criminal justice offers a variety of classes here at McKinney High School.
Criminal justice is an elective that we offer here on campus. It prepares the students to go into some sort of career in law enforcement, corrections, security.
This is more, obviously it's during the day, and it specifies on certain things, like there's a correction and security class, there's your intro class, which kind of covers a little bit of everything, and then your Law Enforcement 1 class, which you get to learn the basics of handcuffing, some felony traffic stops, some regular traffic stops, and then Law Enforcement 2 is it's a new this year, but you can get your NAED certification, which is your 911 dispatching certification, and you can go more into depth with events like suicidal person and just how to handle more real-life situations.
If you're interested in criminal justice, you can also join the after-school club.
I created the club so that students who didn't have time in their schedule could still be a part of something like this. If they still wanted to go into criminal justice, they could come after school and participate. It's kind of grew a lot bigger than that. It's really the kids that are seriously interested in going into criminal justice.
More open view of how criminal justice work as a whole, basically just get how they work on the streets, how the officers how they do their job.
The new courtroom will offer more opportunity for the club and classroom.
The new courtroom is going to be an asset. People are already using it. We're already using it. Hopefully, we're going to, since we do have it, incorporate classes in court systems. We're going to have teen court, night court, municipal court. In that sense, our kids can actually play a role in the court process. Our kids will be able to be prosecutors, DAs. They'll be able to participate in the jury part of it, be bailiffs, all that.
It'll give us more opportunities to actually do more practice with courtroom stuff instead of just regular police work.
Most of the people in the club want to go into law enforcement, so this is going to help a lot with knowing your basics and really just getting your name out there to all the different law enforcement agencies.
This has been Taryn Kennedy and Ada Mulligan reporting for MHS1.
What a nene is, you gotta like do that and do like that. You gotta be like, yeah.
You step out and then like you move your hips in the direction you step out and throw your hand up like you're waving in the sky and like, yeah.
Well, you put your hands up, act like you're waving, you know, and then move your hips. Sometimes you can even do it with some money in your hand, you know. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Of course I do the nene. Who doesn't?
I've never seen anybody do the nene.
There's different styles. You can throw a baseball and then somebody catch it and then you nay out of it.
It's a dance that people do and they have like battles and stuff. And they just like, wah.
I first heard about the nene on 106 in Park, but I never really paid attention to it until Alexis Banger started neneing everywhere.
At first, I didn't know how to do the nene because like I couldn't really like get the motion of it. And then like one time I was just messing around and I just did it. Like I don't know, it just like came, and then I just slowly started doing it more and more, and then just picked it up and just went from there.
Oh great, Valentine's Day. I hate this day. Sigh. I guess I'll just eat away my feelings. Are you kidding me? No, just no. Oh wait, I know what to do. To Patrick, love Patrick. If all else fails, I guess I can just be my own Valentine for Valentine's Day.
YouTube is commonly used as an outlet for creativity and information. Student Kenzie Piper utilizes technology to chronicle her experiences and share advice. Here's Hannah Fisher, Hannah Hornbeck, Ben Tatum, and Savannah Ayers with more.
Sophomore Mackenzie Piper has created her own YouTube account, which has developed into a thriving beauty and fashion channel.
So I have a YouTube channel, Kenzie Elizabeth, and I'm like a fashion and beauty vlogger. So I upload videos like 2 to 3 times a week, and I upload videos like makeup tutorials and fashion lookbooks and hauls and stuff like that. I pretty much started from scratch with the filming and everything, so my very first videos are really bad, but the fashion and makeup I had experience. The awful morning routine video that I have that has, I want to say, around 900,000 views, and I think that's kind of what like made my channel take off. I started off, and that's when I was getting like 100 views per video, and then I checked and then I had 14,000 like the next day. I was like, oh, that's weird, and then it just kind of took off, and now it's at close to 1 million views. I have over 30,000 subscribers, and I upload like 2 to 3 times a week.
Kenzie's understanding of allurement has inspired her style of helpful videos.
My favorite videos to film would definitely be lookbooks, like to film and edit would be lookbooks, because I am more on like the fashion side of it, but I also do makeup and hauls and like Q&A videos. It takes up a lot of time. Like you wouldn't think it is as time consuming or like as much hard work as it comes off to be, but I spend at least 20 hours a week on it.
Although time-consuming, Kenzie still finds pleasure in providing beauty tips for her viewers.
So I just like fashion and everything with like the side of expressing yourself more. And through that, I've also been able to work with a ton of companies and make a ton of friends and be able to travel. I went to IMATS, which is a makeup convention, but YouTubers have basically just taken it over. So I went with a ton of people who I met up with like a ton of friends that I'd met, and like met a ton of new people and met a lot of subscribers, and I got to shop and just like spend a few days in LA. I want to go into fashion, and I don't know if that's going to be like more of like a clothing line type thing or more of like the media side of fashion, so kind of doing what I'm doing now, but to like the bigger scale, yeah.
This has been Hannah Hornbeck, Ben Tatum, Savannah Ayers, and Hannah Fisher, reporting for MHS1.
The dating game. The dating game.
Good morning, McKinney High School. I'm your host, Mason Lane, and welcome to The Dating Game. Today we have a strapping young sophomore named Daniel McLean, and with us 4 lovely bachelorettes. Now, today, Danny, contestant number 1 really enjoys long walks on the beach. Contestant number 2, cuddling and watching movies, isn't that cute? Contestant number 3 says wrestling and bodybuilding. And contestant number 4 is really into fashion. Now, Danny, start us off with some questions.
Contestant number 1, what's your idea of a perfect romantic date?
A long moonlit walk underneath the Eiffel Tower.
Contestant 2, if you had 3 words to describe yourself, what would they be?
I have a boyfriend.
Contestant number 3, what cheesy pickup line would work on you?
Do you?
Do you know karate because your body's kicking?
Contestant number 4, what would be the best Valentine gift for you?
Starbucks coffee, a quad, flowers, nice Mercedes, Benz personally.
Well, that was different. You know what that sound means? It's time for you to make a decision, Danny.
What was that? What was that?
I'll give you a minute to think about it. You know what that sound means? Time's up. Who do you pick?
I pick contestant number 3.
Let's go, come on, let's go.
Now would you look at that happy couple? Come back again and join us next time on The Dating Game.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
For more news, visit mainstreamnews.com.
And remember, if it's news,
And it's at McKinney High School,
it's MHS1.